Has anyone remembered the Foofa's Nightmare comic that Craig made with Daughter of Apamel? I did. I was scared to that comic, but it was really nice to look at. But however, there was one terrifying memory that I still have in my head, and it will never get out. Let me tell you how this all started. So I was walking home from the shops because I just got myself a drink, but just then I stepped in on something. I examined it off the package, and when I opened it up, and it revealed to be a Quick Mario Fan segment DVD. And it was a Lost Internship recreation of the Foofa's Nightmare comic dub. On the cover, it consisted of Foofa reaching her hand out as she was trying to call for help, and there was in the back and behind her was dark red eyes. And the release date was June 21st, 2009, which kind of surprised me because it's almost to Craig Mario Fan's birthday. And also showed the Craig Mario Fan segment series logo and the Craig Mario Fan Productions logo. When I got home, I inserted the disc and it showed the Craig Mario Fan Productions logo. After that, it took me to the menu. The menu looked really nice to look at. It depicted of some of the characters from the Craig Mario Fan segment series in a red background. The characters were Craig, David, Pokoriki, Banjo-Kazooie, Artie, Cuphead, Miss Chalice, Goomba, Wubsy, Pea-Shooter, Tootie, Foofa, Super Plush Productions, and Muno. And also, there was a play button of Foofa's Nightmare comic of the same date. That was on the DVD case. I clicked on play and, oh boy, this was really traumatizing. Before it played, it showed a warning. The following comic that we are about to see was scrapped and not to be reviewed by Craig's fans, and this may contain some blood and gore here and there. If you're sensitive by these, do not watch it. Viewer discretion is advised. I have a bad feeling about this, I said. Moving right on, it showed a shot of the Mushroom Kingdom at night. After a couple of seconds of showing the Mushroom Kingdom night, it depicted of some of the characters inside of the Mushroom Kingdom. The people who were there on screen were Craig, Tito, Cuphead, Mugman, David, Mr. Game & Watch, Bingo, Wubsy, Goomba, Pea-Shooter, Doodler, Lumpy, Mickey, Super Plush Productions, and Nunu. Craig and Tito were both chatting, like Cuphead and Mugman are. David, Bingo, Wubsy, and Goomba are talking, while Mr. Game & Watch is on his phone. Pea-Shooter and Doodler were playing on the iPad. Lumpy, Mickey, and Super Plush were chatting on the couch, while Nunu was cleaning up. After a long moment of silence, the gang then heard someone crying outside, which sounded like a girl. Everyone then heard it and they started to get scared. SpongeBob said scaredly. Craig, do you hear that? Pea-Shooter said. Craig reassured everyone to remain calm. Don't worry, guys. Someone needs to check on who is crying outside. I need someone to do it for me. But, Craig, what aren't you doing it yourself? Pea-Shooter asked. Well, Craig began. It's because I'm a little bit scared because there might be some monsters. Pea-Shooter then understood, as then Craig then continued talking. Well, could someone else can do it for us? That can be helpful. Just then, Foofa then entered into the shot and said,
Alright guys, I can do it.
Just then, the gang then looked at Foofa. Foofa? Are you really sure about that? Craig asked worriedly.
Yeah, Craig, I can do it. I'm brave enough to do it,
she said. Craig then said, well, good luck, Foofa. They both handshake as she said,
Thanks, Craig. Guys, I'll be right back to see who's crying.
Foofa then exited out of the castle. SpongeBob began to get really worried, along with Muno. Bonnie then said, Are you sure this is a good idea for this, Craig? Bonnie asked worriedly. Bonnie, don't be stupid. I promise she'll be alright there, he said. Just then, Foofa then opened the Mushroom Kingdom castle and saw a little girl there. She had brown hair, a pink shirt, and blue pants, and also some black shoes. Foofa then came up to her and said,
Hey, little girl. Are you okay?
Oh, hey,
she said sadly.
my name is Emily. And who are you?
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Emily. My name is Foofa. I'm Mono's wife.
Foofa said, introducing herself.
Oh, nice to meet you, Foofa. I'm just waiting for my cousin James to come after cowboy camp. But he didn't bring his cowboy or toy because he broke it.
You cried because your cousin didn't bring his cowboy toys to play cowboy camp?
Foofa said sadly.
Yeah, I'm pretty much sensitive.
Emily said.
Well, I'm gonna take you somewhere special, so follow me.
Just then, Emily and Foofa then started to walk off. Just then, Foxy and Craig then realized that Foofa is walking with Emily. Craig got confused as he then said, guys? Foofa is walking with that little girl to somewhere, he said scaredly. But where do you think she's taking her to? Freddy asked worriedly. I don't know about it, Freddy, but we'll just wait for her to come back. Just then, it then cut to black. Just then, it then showed Emily and Foofa still walking.
Were you talking to me?
Foofa asked in confusion.
We're almost here.
Emily said. Just then, it then showed what Emily was taking Foofa to. A large dustbin. I was shocked to realize that there was a big dustbin there. Foofa looked at it, and Emily was behind her. Foofa then looked behind her, seeing Emily. She then speaked, but a demonic effect was added to it.
I'm sorry, Foofa, but things have to the way that things have to be,
she said.
Wait, what?
Foofa exclaimed.
You can't do this to me, Emily!
Just then, Emily then pushed Foofa into the large dustbin. Inside of it was broken match toys from the Toy Story 2 film of Woody's Nightmare. Just then, Foofa then tried to get out, but just then, a familiar character grabbed her. It was Tex, the THX robot. But, oh boy, he looked really, really terrifying. His face was gone, he was all covered in blood, and also he had some withering on him. Tex spoke, but in a distorted voice.
Are you ready to go into the dustbin with the T-Man today, Flower Girl?
Foofa ignored what Tex said as Tex was dragging her down the dustbin. Foofa looked up, seeing Emily, and Foofa then said,
Emily, why are you doing this? Just step out of it!
she demanded.
Too bad, Flower Girl. Now, since you're getting down there and you're gonna be the first one to be dead, I'll go deal with the rest of your friends. Farewell,
She said.
No!
She said. Just then, Emily then closed the dustbin, and then cut it to black. I could hear Foofa's realistic blood-curdling scream. I was horrified, and I said, "Oh God, what the hell am I seeing?" I said in shocked. Just then, the broken text then threw Foofa out of the dustbin. And, oh my God, she looked really damaged. Foofa's arm was missing, her petals were a bit broken, her eyes were missing, and she was crying out blood. Blood was leaking from her, so does her arm. It then zoomed in into her face, with some distorted screams. Just then, it cut back to reality, and Foofa screamed as she woke up. After a long moment of silence, Foofa then started to cry. But the tears were actually realistic instead of being drawn. Just then, it then cut to black. But it actually wasn't over yet. I could hear someone running and a door opening noise, and it appeared to be Foofa's husband, Muno. Foofa, why are you crying? What's wrong? He said worriedly.
I had a nightmare.
she said sadly. She began to cry hard, and Muno felt bad for her. It then happened in the final cut. Muno calming her down, and Foofa kissing Muno. Just then, the comic then finally came to an end. I was shocked seeing this internship recreation. I can't believe Emily had to make Tex kill Foofa. I had nightmares for weeks of watching that Foofa dead body, and also the withered Tex, and also that evil Emily. I phoned Craig the next day, and he said to me that some animator got into his house and animated that horrifying internship recreation. If you guys see a creepy DVD, I highly recommend you guys do not get it and watch it on your own risk. Because if you do, you'll have nightmares like what I did. Stay safe from them. And who knows who might have made it.